Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Glow Up Guide. So, today's episode is all about how to get into the holiday spirit or like the wintry mood, I guess. Well, not the sad kind of mood, but like the good kind. Okay, so winter can be kind of depressing for a lot of people because besides the holidays and New Year's and stuff, there's literally nothing good. A big thing that sucks for a lot of people in the winter is the weather because snow is pretty, but after a few days, it just turns into sludge and a whole bunch of gray, and it's just like disgusting. And it's cold, so it's hard to like get outside or even stay outside, even if you do get out of the house. Winter can be a lazy season for a lot of people. Besides the holidays, because for most people, holidays is a bunch of bustle and chaos, and then after that, that's into like the dead part of winter, and then it's just like everything's depressing. So yeah, but we're gonna find the good and make it as fun as possible. Okay, so before moving on, updates and then other stuff. Podcast updates. So yeah, I'm recording this episode on a Sunday like I normally do, but it's late. It's literally 8:30 p.m. Anyways, so I decided that I'm gonna start recording my episodes on Sundays and setting them to publish on Mondays because I already record my episodes pretty late on Sundays anyways, and most of the time, I think I have like 65% of my plays in the United States, but that's still a decent amount that's not in the United States, or like, yeah, and also it's like either really late or probably already Monday for some people that listen to this. So yeah, I just wanted to do that, and also that gives me more time to deal with like episode updates because like yeah, I usually only think about episode updates right after I finish recording an episode, and I literally have to publish it by like the end of the day, and that's not that much time. Also, I literally can't think of any episode updates anymore, like any fun ones and stuff. So that's fun. But yeah, that's that. Um, so your so this episode is gonna be published tomorrow, set to publish tomorrow. So we're changing it. The episodes are no longer on Sundays. For those of you who managed to get this on Sunday, they're on Mondays now. And like sometime last week, I hit 600 plays. So um, I think I'm at like that point in this podcast where I'm actually gonna get like consistent and more in general, like growth, because this podcast has actually been growing a decent amount. It's actually not a lot, but like it's still a lot more than what I've been having, and it's like more consistent growth too. Like I've literally gotten like sometime in the middle of last week I got 600, and now I'm already at 632. That's actually kind of crazy for me. So yeah, that's fun. But we're at 600 plays now, so I'm really happy about that. Honestly, I might even be able to get to 700 by the end of the year. That's like my goal. Um, so yeah, you guys can help me hit that goal, okay? Help me hit one of my very late goals for 2024 and get this podcast to 700 plays, okay? Yeah, big help from y'all. Anyways, so life updates. I had an orthodontist appointment. It was not good. So basically, the orthodontist was looking at my teeth, and she was just like to me and my dad. She was like, "Okay, what's your plan if this doesn't work out and you don't get like the needed growth to avoid surgery?" And I'm just like, "Oh shit, that was not fun." So we were stuck there for almost an hour because it was chaos. So basically, right now, I'm probably gonna have to get surgery, not right now, but when maybe I'm like 15 or something like that, or I can just wait and just like get surgery when I'm 25. That's not good. I was not supposed to have to get surgery at some point in my life, but it's happening, and that was kind of depressing. But yeah, that's something that's been happening. And then I had another Friendsgiving that I went to on Saturday, and I made mac and cheese. It was literally like 5 people, but it was super fun, and we played tag for literally an hour. And then we were talking about how like little kids these days want to be like adults, but then there's us literally running around my friend's house playing tag and getting weird looks from the neighbor and not caring. So that's fun. But yeah, like enjoy life while you can, okay? Um, anyways, so one thing we're grateful for and one thing we're happy about, plus our book of the week. Okay, so one thing I'm grateful for is like honestly, like my mom. Okay, I love her. I also hate her at times. She can get on my nerves sometimes. But but like I love her. She's helped me with so many things in the past few days. I literally can't even count. So yeah. And okay, so if you like Saturday, she helped me make my mac and cheese for the Friendsgiving because otherwise it would have taken me 3 hours and I just would have been like, I'm not coming, guys. So that's fun. And then she also helped me with my Spanish project because my Spanish project is that we have to make a family tree and we have to give a presentation on it in Spanish. And like my extended family is all the way in India, so personally we don't really have a lot of photos of them. And when we do in the photos we do have from our India trips, they're mostly of like me and my immediate family, not necessarily like anyone out in like my extended family. So we had to like ask around a lot and go through like so many WhatsApp group chats. It was not very fun, but I got the photos together and I got my project together. I got it together. And now I actually think I have a good chance of not flunking. So yeah, I'm hoping not to jinx it, but like I actually think I have a good chance of not flunking. So that's exciting. Okay, and then one thing I'm happy about, probably like I got a 95 on my English thing. We basically had to read a story and do like comprehension questions, and it was really hard. For me at least, it was really hard, and I thought I did really bad, but I got a 95, so I've been happy about that. And then our book of the week. I don't really have a book of the week. I'm trying to think. Okay. Oh wait, I'm reading Every Value Break by Peter Swanson. And what the flip is it about? Okay, I can't even like think anymore. I've been reading this book for like the past something weeks and I can't think about it. Okay. So there's Abigail. Abigail, she recently got married and it's her dream honeymoon. And then the man who she's had like a regrettable, obviously, one night stand with, shows up and everything falls apart. Abigail never thought she'd fall for a millionaire, but then she met Bruce. And right before the wedding, she has a drunken one night stand on her bachelorette weekend. She tries to put the incident and the guy behind her and like out of her mind, and now she's trying to get herself to believe that she wants to be with Bruce for the rest of her life. And then this supposed stranger appears, and her life and her happiness, Abigail's, are like flipped. They're turned upside down. He's like kind of going crazy and insisting that their night was the beginning of something more, and he's tracking her down to prove it. So does she tell her now husband and ruin their honeymoon and possibly their whole marriage, or should she handle this psychopathic stalker on her own? And to make the situation worse, strange things begin to happen. She sees a terrified woman in the night shadows, and no one at the resort seems to believe anything is amiss, including her perfect new husband. Okay, so that was mostly from the synopsis that I just searched up, but it's actually a really good book. I think I'm like halfway through with it, but it's really good. I just haven't had time to like finish it because I don't really know anymore. I've only been reading it in my resource class because there's like mandated reading, and most of the time I'm just too busy with schoolwork. Like every weekday after school, like all I do is like most of the time there's either something happening that day of the week after school, or it's like just homework and like exercise, and then it's also like podcast work. It's not a whole lot of time to read, and then on the weekends, I don't really know what I do with my weekends anymore because there's not soccer anymore, so like it's just dead. Yeah, I'm just depressed, bored, I guess. Like I'm home alone right now. My parents went to a movie, and I'm home alone, and I'm really bored. So yeah, at least I remember to record this. I've literally had like probably 6 hours or more of screen time today. I don't think that's good, but yeah, it happened anyway. And one of those hours was for my Spanish project. So like I don't really know what to do about that. Yeah. Anyways, so that's that. I don't really know where I was going with this. Oh yeah, why I didn't finish the book. But yeah, it's a really good book. Anyway, I definitely think you should go read it. Okay. So first things first. A big part of winter are the holidays. So I don't technically like celebrate any of these holidays, but it's still a big part of what's good about winter, and there's just like a different air during these holidays. Okay, I don't know. Thanksgiving is technically in November, but it's 2 days off from um November 30th this year, so it kind of leads into winter, like the day before my birthday. My birthday technically marks the unofficial start of winter because like December 1st. Or you're already getting into Christmas because like in Canada, I know Thanksgiving is in October, There's also Christmas in December and New Year's a week after that. But there's all these like holidays, and even though they can be stressful, they're still like fun and a big part of what makes winter like a happy time for a lot of people. If I ask someone what their favorite part of winter is, 9 out of 10 would say like Christmas or New Year's or just like the holidays in general. Winter equals the season with all the big holidays, and that's definitely something to look forward to. Holidays are fun and you get to spend time with friends and family. There are so many good things about the holidays, and you just have to like get yourself to think about them for a minute before you start complaining that winter is absolutely going to suck. Once again, you can't be upset over something you can't control. Winter sucking is something that you can control by finding your own ways to make it better and make it something that you'll even grow to love. There's just so many positives about the holidays that you won't even have to think about the negatives. Just find those positives, like no matter what they are, or you can find positives in another way. Maybe you love the snow in the winter. I love the snow mainly because school get canceled. The snow is also really pretty, and there's so many things you can do in the snow. You can spend pretty much the whole day outside and then go out inside and be a lump at night. Still fun though. And for me, it's also my birthday. I know a ton of people with either birthdays mainly in like winter or mostly in December. My birthday is December 1st, like I said, so kind of marks the unofficial start of winter. And this year, my birthday falls on a Sunday. So I'm having my party on the same day as my actual birthday, so that's really fun. Whatever they are, probably the holidays for many of you listening. Find those little happy things and focus on them to get you into and through the winter season. Another major part of winter is all the gorgeous decorations. Christmas decorations are gorgeous, okay? I love them. My dad and younger brother were fussing over a bunch of Christmas lights for pretty much 3 whole days, not that long ago. I love Christmas decorations, and you can find so many like things basically for cute decorating ideas on Pinterest or Instagram or really any social media. The internet can be a wonderful thing if you use it right. Anyways, I know that I live near lots of like furniture shops, and there's this one place called At Home that's a home decor store, and I love it. They always have like the best decorations, and most of them aren't even that expensive. But hey, Christmas decorations are a ton of work to like buy and put up. And I mean, I don't decorate much for Christmas beyond the lights because I don't celebrate, but they are still definitely like work. Like I said, 3 days on and off fussing over Christmas lights, that's kind of a lot. And I don't even know how long it would take if you were fully decorating and Christmas like glamming up the house for the season. Maybe weeks. If I were to put that much effort into some decorations, I would want it to last for maybe like a month and a half, 2 months, instead of just like a few weeks. Or maybe not. I don't really know because it depends on the person. So why not go and do them early while you're in the state of I don't want it to be almost winter yet. It's still technically fall, but I'm talking about winter stuff right now because December is for all like the New Year's content. So yeah, but pretty darn soon it's gonna be almost winter. And you might be sad. So putting up the Christmas decorations will first take your mind off the fact that winter is coming, and second, it might also get you excited about winter because Christmas decorations are beautiful. Drag a friend or maybe like a sibling or like your parents along because why not? And go to HomeSense, At Home, um, like Target, Walmart, maybe like discount stores like Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Also Amazon, you can try and find stuff online. Stores are probably gonna put up all the Christmas decorations for the stores like pretty soon. And also most of the good stuff is out before like Thanksgiving, at least in the United States. So like November 28th this year. Or like the start of December. So yeah. Another big part of getting into the holiday/winter season is all the sales, especially like Black Friday and Cyber Monday times. There are so many sales, and if you've been meaning to make a big purchase like an appliance or some furniture, then these sales are the perfect time to actually go and do your research and buy these items. Okay. So, and there's also like all the pre-Black Friday sales. Like I literally went to Walmart with my dad last Thursday, and there were all these like boxes set up throughout the store with stuff in them, and they were like wrapped up in plastic, and like they were all labeled, they were open to buying, I guess, on November 15th, 6 a.m. And I was just like, dang, okay, that's early for like pre-Black Friday sales, but that's true. Like, okay, number one, like Shein online, they have so many pre-Black Friday sales, and they drop literally like 3 weeks before Black Friday. And I love Shein because the clothes are cute and they're also super cheap, and they're also more often than not actually good quality. The main problem I have with them is like sizing, and usually if I just return and get like the correct size, it like the problem's gone. So yeah, I literally went online and bought clothes for like my birthday. Me and my mom, we bought clothes for my birthday, and I got a pair of jeans for $13, which isn't super bad. But like I got these two sweatshirts for like $6 and $8, which is crazy. And there were like these sweatpants that were like maybe $7, but my mom said no because she's like, you already have gray sweatpants, and I'm like, well, the other colors won't look good on me, so like no point in buying them. So yeah, but that's another example of like pre-Black Friday sales. There's so many of those, and also most of the Black Friday sales go on like a week afterwards in most places. So yeah, Black Friday lasts for like literally a whole month. Plus you can get lots of fun things like skincare, and clothes were super cheap as well. Clothes, like I mentioned. So that's all the more reason to look forward to the winter/holiday season. You can also do a bunch of gift shopping for half the price. My favorite part about these sales is the fact that my birthday is a week off Black Friday. Well, not even like a week this year. It's literally 2 days before. Black Friday is the 29th this year, and my birthday is the 1st. So if like 29, 30, then it's my birthday, like 2 days off. So yeah, I can pretty much just ask for whatever I want for my birthday, and I'll get it because it's gonna be super cheap anyways. And also, my mom just buys it anyway because she feels bad, because apparently me asking for like hair care and stuff is really stupid. So that makes my life fun. Yeah. So that, like, I don't really want anything for my 14th birthday, but then I remembered my goal for next year. But then like over like recently I realized that I have no hobbies anymore. Like literally none. Okay, I run, I play soccer, I like to cook and bake, but I don't do it as much as I want to. I used to have so many hobbies, like so many creative hobbies especially, but now I literally don't have any. So now I made it like my goal for next year of trying anywhere from 5 to 20 new hobbies in the new year. I think I'm actually going in the middle with 10. I don't know. I have a list on Google Keep. I'm pretty sure it's like 10 hobbies that I want to try. Most of them are creative hobbies. I'm still working on the list, but yeah. And like I need to have more hobbies, okay? So that's the list of hobbies, and then I'm like asking for those kinds of hobby supplies for my birthday, because my like my birthday anyways and New Year's is not that far off. It's like a month, so yeah. And like I'll get them super cheap, so knowing that makes life easier. And also my parents don't really mind the cost because I paid for most of the stuff by myself through like gift cards I earned through like surveys and scanning receipts and like online focus groups and stuff. So that's fun for me. But you can do like the holiday shopping you've been procrastinating, or the furniture shopping you've been meaning to do since literally forever. Or maybe you just want to buy some stuff for yourself, like makeup or shoes. Or like if you have stuff on in like any of your online carts right now. Um, I have carts literally everywhere right now, like Amazon mostly. There's like Amazon, Shein, which I just like bought stuff today. And then what else is there? There's like Joann, I don't really know. Like Old Navy, other places that I can't think of right now. So yeah, if you have like online carts too, literally everywhere, just like wait 2 weeks at now, like 2 weeks at this point, like 10 days at this point actually, and buy them for Black Friday. Like there's no point in spending so much money on them right now, unless it's like a pre-Black Friday price and it's like really good and it's going out of stock, then you can definitely buy it, because if it's still cheap, then like okay, buy it. But like yeah, because most of the stuff I wanted on Shein, it was literally like almost out of stock. So I had to buy it fast. Otherwise, like by Black Friday, it literally would have been out of stock. And also, I needed these clothes like for my birthday because I need clothes to wear for my party. So yeah. But anyways, I don't really know where I was going with this. Do all the shopping anyway, because stuff is just cheaper. And if something is cheap with inflation rates this high and you want it, you buy it, because there's no guarantee that the price will stay the same. End of fall/winter season to me is like the sale season. Okay, snow. Snow is one of my favorites And one of the only things actually that I like about winter, there's so many positives about snow. Snow's pretty, school gets canceled, and there's so many fun things you can do in the snow. You can go sledding, you can have a snowball fight, you can make snow angels, you can take pretty photos, and so much other stuff. There used to be a time where it would snow every Christmas, and now there are winters where it doesn't snow at all, and that makes me depressed. This winter for me is probably going to be one of them. It was literally 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and there was also no rain for about 40 straight days straight, and both of those break a record for like 80 years or something like that. And then it started raining literally right in the middle of my episode last week, coincidentally, right where I was talking about the weather. No rain streak broken, but now it was literally below freezing last Wednesday, so now it's literally winter. Like, we skipped over fall weather. Well, not really. It's kind of fall weather right now. I don't know. The weather's fluctuating like so bad. That's the reason my brother's been like on and off sick for the past like 2 weeks. So that's fun. Honestly, I don't remember when the leaves changed color and started to fall. Okay, there was literally 3 days where the leaves were changed color and still on the trees, and now they're on the floor, and the trees look depressed. The trees low-key look like they have depression. I saw like almost nothing, like barely any leaves that changed color. So that's really sad. Okay, so I'm going off track with this, but basically just snow. I have acne that isn't technically acne, and the cold makes it less visible, so that's another positive for me with the weather. Just the weather in general is not that bad in winter, in my opinion, because it's so much easier to keep yourself warm when it's super cold than to keep yourself cool when it's super hot. Maybe you just prefer the cold instead of the hot heat like I do, so there's another positive about sometimes horrible weather. Once again, you can really only complain about what you can't control, and honestly, you can't control the weather. If we could, that would be pretty nice, but we can't. What we can control is how we view the apparently horrible weather. Obviously, there is bad weather, and that's something we can't control, but like I said, we can find ways to take control of how we view it and what we can do to deal with it. Okay, like bundle up to stay warm. If you're complaining about it being cold, you're probably literally wearing like clothes that are not suited for winter at all. I don't even know. Wear or buy some better clothes. Get a waterproof jacket. Wear sweatpants under like baggy jeans or something, or like lined leggings or tights under your jeans. Layering is key in the winter season. Start with thinner layers and then the thicker layers to stay warm and not be cold. Makes life easier and also more bearable to be outside. Find ways to deal with the crappy weather and make it easier. Make some fun plans with friends or family members. So this is pretty easy in November and December because Thanksgiving and Christmas and also New Year's and stuff, just like holiday gatherings and things like that. So you're just around people all the time anyways. But this is really important during like January or February where you don't really have any excuses to go out or like really see people or something like that. I know it's really easy to just like stay inside all day, but because either people are just like too busy with life, or it's too cold outside, or maybe your heater broke, worst case scenario or something like that, and it's too much effort and willpower to actually get out of your warm and cozy bed and do stuff and like go outside. Oh my gosh, that sounds like the world's worst thing right now. Okay. So maybe just like me talking about going out during the winter months is getting you exhausted. But hey, just because you have to stay inside all the freaking time, you might be bored. Someone else you know might be bored and in the same situation as you, but you don't know because you've been a lazy lump. So get up, find your phone. You're probably on it all the time, anyways. And like text someone to go to a coffee shop or the mall or like to someone's house. And if it's not the lowest weather of the season, maybe like bundle up and go on a walk. Doing something fun can make whatever time of boredom you're in a little less boring. Getting out and doing stuff with your life is hard because when you're bored, you get so lazy and sad, and that just makes it even harder to get out and go do stuff. But hey, find like even a shred of willpower in you to go and do fun things. Even just seeing those fun things scheduled on the calendar makes you significantly happier and more excited about life. I'm a full blown extrovert, so I need to be around like people in order to maintain my energy. When I'm lonely for a long time, I get kind of bored of life and depressed. But even the most introverted people have friends, at least one. So go and make some fun plans, give yourself something to look forward to. You might not always necessarily want to get up and go out and like get ready and, get out of the house stuff. There's so many excuses that you're probably coming up with right now. it's too cold, or the weather's too bad, or this person's not going to say yes, so what's the point? Okay, excuses exist to hold you back, and you like they also exist because you're supposed to learn from them. Okay, well, not learn from them, but like you're supposed to not let them hold you back, because that's just dumb. You're letting something stupid control your life. Just get up and text people, and if they say no, not really a huge deal. Someone you ask is bound to say yes, because people are bored. Lots of people are probably in your same situation right now. Okay, exposing yourself to digital winter content, I guess. I feel like since social media has like such a heavy influence on people's lives these days, it's literally everything we do these days revolves around technology and the like. Like you can't do school or work without a computer. You can't get in touch with people without texting on a phone or calling on a phone or landline or something technology related that isn't in person. You get the point. And no one sends letters anymore, by the way. Influencers, people, probably me pretty soon, are all posting wintry content right now, and maybe exposing yourself to all the good in the winter season, like decorating or being in the snow or baking cookies or buying cute winter clothes. One of the main reasons I think social media is toxic because it feels like it makes us feel like we're not enough because all we see on social media are the highlights of people's lives. We're forgetting that 1 minute of someone's day isn't enough to compare our whole life to. I'm pretty sure a whole day is a lot more than just a minute, but sometimes those little highlights can actually help us if you look at them in the right, like positive light. Searching up winter aesthetics on Pinterest or Instagram or something like that can help you find some more positives about winter to look forward to. Another big part of digital winter stuff is like winter movies or Christmas movies or like holiday movies. Watching seasonal movies is another great way to get yourself into any season. I know I talked about this one on one of my fall episodes, but it really does work. Seasonal movies make you like they show you most of the highlights about a season, just like how social media does, and that can help you find some more positives about a season. But it's also just fun to like binge watch movies or like a whole season of a series in some hours. Fall movie marathon was one of the on the bucket list episode, and it might be on the winter one. Not really sure about that. But watching movies is a fun thing to do though, so why not? Um, The Grinch, A White Christmas, The Christmas Project. Those are all great movies to watch if you want to get into the holiday spirit. You're bound to find at least one holiday movie on any streaming service. Okay, so watch it. Just another why not kind of thing to do. Okay, try some new wintry food or drinks. So the season with the most seasonal foods has to be fall, easily, but winter is like a close second. There's lots of desserts and drinks and like flavors that are literally winter. Peppermint, hot chocolate, like chocolate in general, cinnamon sort of counts, lots of them. There's lots of seasonal foods that you might have never tried. Maybe you hated something a few years ago, but you haven't had that food since then. Try it now. Taste buds change, you change, the food you like changes with that, yada yada. So search up some new recipes for winter foods and make them. Another fun thing you can do is have a day dedicated to you making your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also all your snacks, all winter related or completely like winter foods. That's another fun thing you can do. But my reasoning for everything that I'm saying that is that doing these things can help you find the positives in winter. Like maybe for you, food is a positive thing. And that's really my reasoning for every single thing I'm saying or suggesting that you should do to get yourself into winter and through winter. Um, okay, there's always a bright side. If you get an F on a test, now you know that you're not the best at whatever the test was about, and you can focus on learning a topic better or maybe getting some help on it so you don't flunk again. If someone betrays you, it feels like the worst thing in the world, but now you know to avoid those types of people and it won't happen again, hopefully. If you make a dumb mistake and have like a bajillion people mad at you, now you know not to make the same mistake. Okay, there's always a bright side. Even if you have to struggle super duper hard to find it and it's not until like a year later. Anyways, going back to my original point. Another big thing with food are like seasonal drinks. Places like Starbucks or Dunkin' or like some other coffee shops, they have almost 100% chance to have some seasonal drinks. Okay, I just randomly remembered out of nowhere. Vanilla is another great like wintry flavor. So anything vanilla gets to get you into the wintry spirit. Just go out and like go to Starbucks or something and get like a whole day drink. One more excuse to get out of the house, even if it's by yourself, it still counts. Donuts are a great food to eat during the holidays too. There's holiday flavored donuts or donuts with red, white, and green sprinkles on them that you can get. Lots of opportunities for holiday food. Okay, set up a cozy reading nook. I don't know why, but reading, whether it's Christmas themed books or nonfiction books, or really like any books, reading is a great thing to do during the winter. I read a ton during any of my winter breaks, and I also read a lot in general. I have 2 episodes on book recommendations, and I'm doing another book episode within the next 2 months. Okay, but now that I think about it, that's kind of a long time, but that's besides the point. So you can go and listen to those episodes for some recommendations on what to read. Also, if your New Year's goal was to read more, and like no one said you had to wait until New Year's to start, you can get ahead of everyone else who's waiting until January 1st to start on those goals. My reading area is the corner of my room with my beanbag and a ton of pillows that don't actually belong there, but now they just exist there. I love my beanbag. It's honestly probably one of my favorite things in my room. I got it for my birthday last year and it's technically way too big, but now it just looks normal to me. Now, to any of you listening, try not to get a 5 foot beanbag unless you're a million percent sure that you have that much space and then like an extra 2 feet around. Yeah. Properly measure the space. I did that very wrong, but very important life lesson for me. Anyways, I'm going so off track with this. Set up a reading nook, set up a library account, get some books, and spend your free time reading. Reading is a great and probably one of the cheapest hobbies to start, or can be completely free if you do it right. You don't even have to buy books. Libraries exist for a reason, so use it. You don't even have to do the whole reading nook thing, but I just think it makes reading more fun. My beanbag wasn't too expensive for a beanbag. It was about $85, and that's actually pretty cheap compared to the other ones that I saw. They were like 100, $200, and I was like, whoa, I am not spending that much on a beanbag. You can also just take a ton of pillows that are already in your house that aren't used super often and throw them in a little pile. Throw a blanket on top and just read for a few hours to kill some time. Or you can take the book to a coffee shop or a library and just read there for a change of setting or a way to get yourself out of the house. A good thing to do by yourself too. Like solo day idea, I guess. Volunteer or do some other nice acts of kindness. The holiday season is all about kindness and like community, I guess. So try volunteering at some place. Food banks, animal shelters, nursing homes, community gardens, lots of other places that you can volunteer at because these are all places that rely pretty much entirely on volunteers and donations. Volunteering is a nice thing to do and it's a good way to kill some time if you're bored. Last week's episode was on what to do when you just get super bored of life. And I put volunteering as one of the things to do because there's honestly very few ways to spend your free time like that are better than volunteering. I volunteered at my local library over the past summer with one of my friends, and although it wasn't much, it was still decent. Something that's actually really important to me that I learned from experience was having a more approachable looking face. Okay, so let me explain. For some reason, when I'm doing like nothing, my resting face seems very depressed and unapproachable. I don't know why, it just is. I can't go a single school day without at least one of my teachers asking me if I'm okay. Like, I'm pretty sure all my teachers think I'm low-key depressed, so that's always really fun. But over that summer, I've really had to work super hard on making my resting face look like I'm okay and approachable. But it's gotten better, but still needs work. So that's something really valuable, at least to me, that I learned from volunteering. It's like the stupidest things ever, okay? Like that's something valuable to me, but still. Volunteering is a great way to learn something, at least one thing that will help you in the long run, okay? Like me having a more approachable face, that could really help me in the long run, maybe. I don't know how, but it probably just will at some point. Plus, it's a good way to meet new people. Besides my friend, I met a ton of people through volunteering at a library. So if you're looking for something social to do with your spare time in the winter, or you just want to meet new people, or do something nice, honestly, volunteering is a great way to spend your free time. Most good opportunities are 16 and up, but if you search enough, there's stuff that you can do if you're younger. You might need a parent to stay with you for some of them. Like I've searched this up before, and they all say you need a parent to stay with you, and there's like a bunch of conditions on it. So yeah, maybe not the best idea, another thing you can do if you want to help in your community, but you just can't spend the time volunteering, is donating some money. Maybe if you want, you can ask people to donate to certain charities for Christmas. I know, like on Evite, it says that you can add like a list of charities that you can just have people donate to for your birthday or whatever event it is. It's a nice thing to do because money is also a big factor for these organizations. and they rely very heavily on donations and things like that. Still good though. And all you need is a Google search of volunteer opportunities near me, or like stuff, I don't know, or like donation pages for charities, I guess. And you'll find tons of things. All in all, it's a great way to spend your extra time or money in the winter. Do winter things that you used to do as a child, and don't do anymore, or just things that a child would do during the winter season. Okay, look at a winter through a 5-year-old's eyes. Little kids are really optimistic, and they look at everything that happens in their lives as like an adventure, um, or like something fun and new. Kids don't really care about what season it is, and they find fun things to do every single season anyway. And small children are usually the ones that play in the snow pretty much the whole day and don't get cold. I see kids playing outside in the snow until their parents are yelling at the kids to stop running around and come inside because it's too dark. If these kids can't go outside, they'll just stay inside and build a fort or do something like that. So be more like a kid in this case. Try to see the good in the snow, or maybe there's just kids playing outside in the snow in your neighborhood, and you can find joy in ways like that. I'm jealous of those kids now because I love snow. If there's if it's like snowing where you live, I'm jealous of any kids that get to be in the snow. Literally my favorite part of winter besides my birthday. So put your kid goggles on and hopefully find a new perspective on winter. Have fun with it too. Okay, so this was originally going to be like a short and sweet episode after my many super long episodes, but anyways, it's longer than last week's. But to end our episode today, I have a quote for you guys from Hal Borland. I think that's how you say his name. It's like Borland. Borland. I don't even know if there's another way to say it. Anyways, it goes: no winter lasts forever. No spring skips its turn. Bye, guys. Rate, review, follow, and share this podcast. Go follow me on Instagram at theglowupguidepodcast, and by making sure the profile pic matches my cover art. Drink some water, and I love you all.